from San Benito, Texas. Morning. Down a dirty, dusty road. There was sugar cane and cotton.
Good morning.
How I used to watch it grow.
I was just listening to the most fascinating.
Then we moved up to Dallas.
Excuse me for being late.
Good morning.
I remember I was young.
Hi. I'm wearing that.
I learned about the dollar. Look down the barrel of a gun.
Where's that noise coming
The
from?
noise is coming from
You
nowhere.
ask me where I'm going.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good.
I can't tell you 'cause I don't know.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Already, I have a question.
And I see the
All right. Good morning. Happy Monday. It
Hi.
is May 6th.
It is. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's up?
Why was that song allowed to play and it won't get flagged, but our last one got flagged?
That I don't know. That one could get flagged. What happens is if you play something that has a copyright and they don't have like a pre-negotiated deal with Facebook or YouTube or whatever,
Oh.
then they'll take it down. So they took down our last one because I played Tequila Makes Her Clothes Fall Off. And it got restricted. And it shut down the whole podcast.
Okay, so future reference and no tequila.
Yeah.
Which is
Tequila makes her podcast fall off.
Well, I can say after this weekend, no more tequila for a little while.
Dude, my voice isn't even back.
I know. No, I'm feeling good. I'm glad we got back early yesterday.
Look, I tried some trickery on here because it shows
Trickery.
oh, my countdown is almost over, it said.
Are we on or are we not on?
Yeah, no, we're on. But I saw sometimes things will post and it'll say they'll say so and so mentioned you when they went live, and so I put mentioning you ? Drew and Jess in the morning. Let's see, we're gonna talk about people. Let's talk about people. Oh, look, some good old friends. Look at that. Yay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Laura.
But
I have Laura and Laura both on.
we survived this weekend.
Dude.
So
Smashville, Nashville.
it was so much fun. I'm so glad that we went. And honestly, I had no idea how fun the city is.
Dude, we drank all of the things.
All of them, and we ate everything.
We did. We ate all of it.
It was a good weekend.
What was your favorite? We stayed at the Hermitage.
Hermitage. I don't know how to say that, but it was beautiful.
114-year-old hotel.
It was beautiful.
It was great. And then some famous person walked in.
Oh, I don't know how famous she actually is. It was a very popular interior designer out of
Keno Jr. joined.
Out of Louisiana.
Court is now in session.
Are we?
All rise.
I do want to give a shout out to Keno and Vanessa for taking little Fleety guy.
Oh, it was very nice.
Yeah.
They picked up the kid and took him to the
birthday
party.
Yeah, which was very sweet. Thank you, guys.
While we were getting hammered.
I mean, I was gonna say that, but yes, it was like an even flow, nonstop cocktail drinking.
Chloe Wingate has joined.
Chloe, aren't you in class, ma'am?
Yeah, what? It's 9:00, Chloe Wingate.
Okay, so moving on. It was a lovely.
She says, "I see you."
It was a lovely weekend with some really great friends and lots of laughs.
Lots of laughs.
We met some new people, which is so good, right? I think sometimes we get into our you get into your little group and you don't really take the time to meet other people, and then
we knew some of them, and we knew who some of them were, but we never really hung out with all of them.
We never hung out with them, and then you get forced into this agenda, this nonstop agenda of events, which I appreciate. I think we can probably have a conversation about that too, but I always appreciate someone who's taking the time and effort to put together, like coordinate the dinners and coordinate where we're going.
That's adulting hardcore.
It is, but it's awesome because it's like birthday party or birthday trip or vacation of your dreams, because everything's kind of already mapped out. Luckily for us, we like all the stuff that was added. But I guess you could opt out if you chose.
I don't know, but then you get back here and you're like, the only thing I want to do is sleep. Because everything was go.
Yeah.
I guess I could have ditched on going to shop 12th South, going to, what was that?
The shops?
Yeah, there were all these fancy shops that I'd never heard of. Oh man,
I
but
wouldn't
and then there
expect
was
you-
one that I knew that no one else knew.
I don't know what shop you knew.
What was the one that I knew that wasn't
I
there?
don't know.
The one that HBO did the documentary on.
Oh, Melvin. Something Melvin.
Brandy Hellville. Brandy Melville. Am I the only
Yeah, I think
one
you're the only one
that
that
saw
watched
this
this doc.
documentary about what a terrible place Brandy Melville is?
So-
And also, does anyone in the Valley even know what Brandy Melville
We
is?
don't
Or is
have
that like
one.
just an East Coast thing? But it's West Coast also.
I don't even know if they're in Texas. So that's why we don't know what it is. But I'll tell you that you're probably the only person that I know that's watched that documentary.
Dude,
I'm
it
curious
was
to watch that.
nuts. What it's
First
called.
of all, how'd you get to that documentary?
I was
what were
watching
you doing?
TV and flipping through channels in the middle of the night when I was in Florida.
Because you weren't home.
No, man. I was relaxing. I wasn't home.
You're relaxing, watching a documentary about fashion. About
I
what
didn't
is
have
it?
anywhere to be. I
Fast
didn't have anything to
fashion?
do. I didn't have dogs jumping all over me and wives yelling at me.
Oh
and
wow!
kids
Okay,
tugging at me. It was
so
great.
early. We're already just gonna. So good to be home.
Holler. Anyway, Brandy Hellville. Brandy Hellville and the Cult of Fast Fashion. I think people should watch this. However, now there's this thing called The Cut. It says the most messed up findings in the Brandy Melville documentary. It's a documentary detailing the laundry list of alarming racist and possibly illegal practices by Brandy Melville. It's showing on HBO. It's directed by an Academy Award winner. It centers on the reporting of Business Insider's Kate Taylor. It features former employees, associates of the fast fashion retailer. But it's like the whole cult following where what they go find people that are pretty that fit a specific stereotype.
Yeah.
And they use those to sell clothes. And the kicker with their places is one size fits all. And if you don't fit in their clothes, well, you don't fit in. And that's like the whole thing. And so it spawned this whole deal where girls try and make themselves
Right, where it's not the best.
proportioned to fit into whatever it is, so that they can be a Brandy Melville girl.
So
and then
it
they hire
feeds into
people.
it feeds
It feeds into the Instagram thing and the social media thing and all that. I've seen it. Great documentary. See, I'm not the only person.
Well, I'm glad. I don't know if I'll watch it.
You should. It's crazy.
We tend to stay away. I mean,
And then we went to, what was that one? Draper James, was that the name of it?
yeah. I mean, they had all the Nashville stuff, all the Southern things. You know, there was a Love Shack Fancy and all that
know what these
higher
things
end shabby chic type looks.
Shabby chic.
I mean, I don't know. It's not just a stretch. I don't know.
Whatever.
I was looking for my next cocktail. Is what I was looking for.
Well, while you guys were there, me and the dudes found the bar.
Yeah.
That
We
was
caught
fun.
up and then we crashed the table.
You did. You ate all my chips and salsa.
We did. We were hungry. Amongst all the eating, we were still hungry.
Eating, shopping,
Eating, shopping, and
drinking, partying. Went down to Broadway, which is like 6th Street, but for adults. It was 6th Street, but way cleaner.
it was way cleaner than Austin.
Way
I'll
cleaner.
say that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I went for a run. Got to see the river close up. Got to see all the beautiful buildings. It's a beautiful city.
yeah.
Yeah.
87% our internet's popping in and out. Oh, I hate it when that happens.
The internet's always an issue.
But it was fun, and it was fun to meet. It was fun to meet people that we didn't know.
So that goes back to what I was saying is that we get stuck in our little bubbles and you hang out with the same people. That sometimes you don't always let your guard down and meet new ones. And so it was really nice to
Yeah, man.
have conversations, let loose, and meet other.
And there was no drama.
kindred
Like there was no
spirits.
drama. There was no.
No.
Even though there were like close. I don't even know how to say it because like we knew who the people were, but we had just never hung out with them.
Well, I think we went from acquaintances to like friends.
There you go.
Yeah, that would be an accurate way of saying it.
Yeah. Yes.
But it was good. It was a very, very good group of people. So I would encourage everybody to participate. I think sometimes we get invitations to do certain things and we close off like, oh, I don't really know anybody on the guest list, or I'm not too sure if I really want to hang out with those people, or whatever preconceived notions we have. Drop them and go participate. Go have fun.
party hardy in
Go
Smashville.
be friends. Go make new friends.
Nashville was fun though.
So great times.
I've never hung out
But
like that in that city.
jumping back, we hit reality as soon as the plane hit, and
We screwed up reality this morning.
Oh, my.
Who knew that we didn't have school for the little guy this morning?
I had no idea.
I didn't know that.
We went to school, and when there was no one to greet him at the door, we were like, "Is there school today?"
Why didn't they have school today? Is it? I think it's a teacher in
It's
service
a teacher
day.
in service, and I think they also do it because the fishing tournament was this weekend.
The fishing tournament that we miss every year because it's the same time as the Melba's recital. And us, like terrible parents, missed our daughter's recital this year.
Do we want to talk about that?
I mean, it sucked. I mean, we saw the rehearsal.
Okay,
it was the
but
same recital that she did a few months ago, but it didn't stop her from being sad.
I gave myself a little grace because we had already seen her performance in February. They, at a certain level, the girls will do 2 performances. And so we'd seen the winter concert, the winter recital. And gearing up to the spring recital, the dates were conflicting. I didn't think it was going to be the end of the world if we missed it. We had gone to the dress rehearsal. We took her out to dinner afterwards. We saw the dance. We recorded the dance. We took the pictures. We did all the stuff. It was beautiful. She did great. So I wasn't feeling too guilty about missing the recital on Saturday morning. I had also made sure that, she was taken care of. Family was going to take her. They were going to celebrate, all the good stuff. So when I FaceTimed her in the morning and she was so pissed, my heart sank.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how upset she was going to be about us not being there.
Yeah.
So that hurt a little bit. And so in retrospect, all the little things do matter, but also sometimes you just can't do it all.
Nope.
So it's fine. It's fine now. She's fine. She's recovered. I got her a Taylor Swift sweatshirt and I won.
I got a coffee mug that says I'm quietly correcting your grammar.
And it's true. And I don't know how quiet you are about correcting our grammar. I feel like it's pretty vocal. I will say that I was reading an article, which is another thing I wanted to chat about.
Reading articles?
No, how do you like your media delivered to you?
How do I like my media delivered?
Like the news or facts or
I enjoy
things.
being able to listen. Like every morning I listen to podcasts that mention the news and stuff, and I put it on double speed, and then I listen to it quickly.
Okay.
And then I just go for the high points and the stuff that I'm interested in. I go back and listen to.
But do you still enjoy like a good magazine?
I miss newspapers, but I'm in an area where we don't have newspapers, and that sucks. I would subscribe to any newspaper that published if I could get it down here.
Well, you do subscribe to them, and the 2 newspapers you get a week get piled up. So I don't know how much anybody's reading it.
It sucks. You get a newspaper on Wednesday that talks about all the stuff that you already know. That's the problem. Is that the local reporting thing is great, and I support local reporters, but they publish online just as quick as I can get it, and it doesn't make any sense to subscribe to a newspaper if it's not going to give you news every day,
Right.
If they let the news build up and then here's your digest. I don't want to digest. I've already read all the crap that's interesting. I've got alerts and flags for all the local things, and all of it gets published online anyway.
So
the Advanced News Journal, the one that I subscribe to, the Advanced News Journal, is one of them is great, but the problem is that I get an email that says the new edition is online, and so I can read the whole thing, and then 2 days later it shows up in the mailbox. I'm like, what? There's the point in that. Except the 2 things that make newspapers fascinating. I had this conversation with our friends this week.
Mugshots?
Mugshots. The Advanced News Journal publishes all the mugshots and the entire list of people that got arrested the following period in the center of their newspaper, which is really fun.
How shocked are you every time you see someone on that mugshot that you know?
No, that's the thing. It's like you don't expect to see people and then you're like, wait a minute.
My mouth drops every time I recognize someone. I'm just like,
Dude.
oh my goodness, what are we doing?
And I thought you could pay to keep your name off of it, and then there you are.
Well, I think the problem is that there's so many different outlets now that you might be able to pay to get off of one, but it's not going to save you from the other 2 or 3 that are going to post your mugshot. Either way.
And then obits.
Stay out of jail, guys. Stay out of jail.
The reason I pay attention to the monitor is just to read the obituaries, which is sad and weird, but also true. But then how many people, I think, are obituaries a dying thing?
You're
no pun intended.
So funny there.
But no, do people still publish obituaries? Because the only obits that you see are for people that are of older generations.
I think that I would want my obituary printed.
Yeah. But I don't know if that's a normal thing or I don't know.
I want it printed, but I think it's because I want to leave some kind of I think of
mark in the newspaper.
Yeah, if I never made it to the newspaper for
if the
anything
obituary
else,
isn't published, are you really dead?
If I never made it to the headline news, maybe that'll be my claim.
I don't know. Well, speaking of headline news, we talked about some stuff this morning.
The reason I asked about that was because I came across so we just subscribed to Fast Company. And every now and again, I will pick it up and read it.
That is one of my favorite publications ever made. It was always a goal of mine to get into that. And so
this goes back to Taylor Swift. I know we've spoken about her a million times over and over and over again. But
at least you're not talking about...
We're in what?
Britney Spears.
Oh, I'll get to Britney Spears. But no, it's so freaking fascinating what that woman has done. I mean, everybody's
Taylor
already
Swift
heard,
or Britney Spears?
No, Taylor Swift. How, like, even the influx of vinyl that she sells. Like, these are things, like, dying things that most artists cannot do. She has done so tremendously well.
And she did it on her own.
And the reason
I
talk about it is because in Nashville, it was Taylor Swift everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Every single thing, right? And so I kept wondering, like, okay, so is it that she's that great of an artist? It's been her marketing approach that's gotten so much attention.
Well, no,
when
but
other
it's
people
also
try to copy it, and
it's also just it's been her being legit, being her, and saying up yours to the record label and doing her own thing, and everyone following it.
I can't recite any of the facts that I read because my retention's not there today. Wonder why.
Mummy Gomez
But
has joined.
her business ethic and practice has been fascinating, and so I did take a good 10 minutes
Until we
and
find out
dive
what
into
happens when the other shoe falls and
What
we
do you
find
mean?
out
What
that
other
she's
shoe?
a child predator or something.
Oh my gosh, what's wrong with you?
Or
Don't
maybe
say
she
that.
starts a war like Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
Oh, do we want to talk about
Hey
that?
man, they're dragging their kids into
It's
it.
awful.
Someone's
I thought-
gonna get
okay.
shot.
So here's
dude.
my thing: isn't there always a respect to a certain level? Like we don't talk about the kids, or
Drake started it.
or we don't talk about baby mamas, or you
No,
know.
dude, they
but
talk
this
about.
is
They're throwing all of it.
awful.
All of it.
I'm telling you, one of them's gonna end up.
Who would you pick in a fight? Drake or Kendrick Lamar? Compton or Toronto? Toronto. You'd be like, I'm sorry, eh? Take off, hoser. Let me get you some Timmy Hortons.
You're ridiculous.
How about some poutine so we can settle this
there
like
are
gentlemen?
there are no words for you right now, but I'm gonna have to go with Kendrick.
Do you think Drake eats poutine?
I'm sure. I eat poutine.
Poutine's a bomb,
It's
dude.
good stuff.
That's all. The Canada, that's it.
That's all.
We've got poutine, Tim Hortons.
Do you think he plays hockey?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Take off, eh? Take off, hoser. He hasn't even called him a hoser once. I wish Kendrick Lamar would call him a hoser. Hey, Kendrick, if you're listening, call Drake a hoser.
I don't think he's
That'd be
listening.
funny, eh? Take off, huh? Hey, hoser.
Okay, so that's enough of that.
That would be the ultimate diss.
Anyway,
Like, so stupid.
We were going to listen to the song, and then we didn't listen to the song because Fleet was in the car because we took him to
He
school
could
today and
appreciate
then
it. A
realized
good rap
that
battle. I mean, I would like for him to listen to it before one of them gets shot so he understands that words have consequences.
Fleet? You want Fleet to listen to this?
Yeah,
He's
man.
7.
I played Beavis and Butthead for Fleet.
Yeah. And
And
now,
now I
he's,
just
now
look
he's
at it.
running around calling Cornelio, and it's like, what is wrong with you two? So parents,
Are you threatening me?
yeah.
So
What we say and what we watch influences our children.
No, I like.
I've got a little-
I
I've got a-
purposely. Well, because Saturday
I've got a
Night
little
Live
baby
played the
Beavis
thing.
and Butthead
and
at
it
the
was funny.
house.
It's funny. Oh, I didn't. We didn't watch the whole episode. We just watched the one where he eats all the sugar and he gets on the airplane and they think he's like hijacking the airplane,
no,
but he's
that's-
not. Are you threatening me?
I don't think I watched it then. Not gonna watch
for
it
my
now.
bumhole. Titi
Anyway.
caca, titi caca.
Stop. That Saturday Night Live episode was funny.
Yes.
Okay, so Team Kendrick.
Anyway, so Drake, Kendrick Lamar bringing their kids into it. Bad news.
Bad. It's cringy to even read.
Yeah, but it's gonna sell some records, man.
So is it a publicity stunt?
I don't know. They used to be bros.
Huh.
It's not East Coast, West Coast. This is West Coast versus
Canada.
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 What?
I don't know. That's
Does
I don't
Toronto qualify? A judge admonishes Trump. Trump was fined for violating a gag order. Again, breaking news.
so where are you reading?
It popped up on my phone, man. I think our
Hey.
internet's cutting out. It's like popping in and out.
Robert Kennedy. How do you feel about it?
No. What?
So it's a problem because he's
what's the problem?
he's a legit candidate now. He's making traction in the states. He was picked up on the Michigan ballot.
Dude,
They're worried. Democrats are looking at this like it's a real issue because of the swing states.
Biden's allies moved to sink RFK Jr. RFK Jr. campaign aids RFK Sr. reject long shot president. Is Biden-Trump RFK debate in the cards?
It's gaining traction.
I don't know.
I also didn't realize that he spent something like $40 million on that Super Bowl ad. $40 million.
Ah, man, I don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, it's an issue because then it brings a third person into the race.
Well, that's been the question all along: is who does that hurt and who does that benefit?
I think
Does it hurt? Does it hurt Trump to have people throw votes at RFK, or does it hurt Biden to have people throw votes at RFK?
I think it hurts Biden to throw votes to JFK.
I don't know.
Well,
Kennedy scares both sides of the abortion debate.
He originally went in as a Democrat.
Speaking of the abortion debate, the only Democrat that is against abortion just got indicted for $600,000 of fraud. Him and his wife, Oscar Cuellar.
Oh.
Yep. That's interesting. Keep South Texas great again.
It's ridiculous.
Dude, you're going to throw your whole career away for $600,000.
Well, see, but that's what I was saying, is that maybe that was the door opening to a much bigger.
Well, you know what he's saying? He's saying
a much bigger situation.
They investigated him in 2022. They raided his house. They found nothing. They're like, okay. And then they told him like 3 months ago, dude, don't even worry. We're not coming after you. And then all of a sudden, all this political pressure gets put on it. And he's screaming, wait a minute. It's 6 months before the election. You could have come at me at any time. But now I'm one of the leading Democratic caucus members. And now you're coming at me in an election year?
Yeah, but it's been proven that he did.
No, it hasn't been proven that he did it. Has it? He's indicted. I mean,
explain to me what that means.
Hold on, I was reading about RFK.
Yeah, but $600,000 isn't very much, and so you just wonder at what threshold does your morality go out the window?
This is that joke, or that, what was that game that our friend asked the internet or polled the internet about how much? And this is and it was God, I want to call him because he knows how to phrase it perfectly.
So it was it's not an internet or poll or anything. It's a card game. It's a card game.
It's called Ask the Internet.
And it is obscene. So it'll ask you.
Hold on.
I remember the question.
Yeah,
the question was, for how much money would you kill a puppy?
Choke a puppy.
No, kill a puppy. You had to kill a puppy.
Ask the Republican lady.
What's it take to kill the puppy?
Free, sucker. Just shoot it.
Oh my! And so we were like, so I remember like he went around the room and I was like, I couldn't kill a puppy. There's no way. No. Okay. What about for $1,000? Absolutely not. What about for $10,000? No. What about $1 million? No. I could not kill the puppy. And then he asked someone. And then he asked someone else in the room that was like a younger, sweet child. Won't mention any names. And I think we got it to like
$11,000.
Yeah, we got it to like
what?
We got it to like $10,000.
Like, man, I'll pay tuition.
Like, that puppy's dead. I was like, oh my goodness. So that's the question: is that at what point does your morality go out the window when we're talking about money? What's your threshold?
Well, then does anyone watch you kill the puppy?
Which is even worse. But what I'm saying is, I think maybe we all have a buying point.
Everyone has a price. Well, hold on. Point? It depends on what the buying point is for what.
To kill the puppy, Drew.
No, not a puppy killer.
I can't do it either. I love them so much.
$1 million cash, a suitcase sitting right in front of you.
There's no way.
If nobody knew.
No.
Closed room.
No. You're second guessing already. That's the question. At what point do you say, forget it?
I'm just asking the question.
I don't know. Or even things that you would say, I would never under any circumstances.
It wasn't. This is a terrible conversation.
No, this is about conversation. But to the point, my point is that I think
stop and think about it. It's like, well, there's all these what ifs.
But going back to where?
Because hold on, because there's repercussions to his actions, right? So doing what he did, he could spend decades in prison.
Yes,
decades in prison.
So was it worth $600,000?
You kill a puppy.
Was it worth $600,000?
Just saying, you walk away.
You're missing the point. I'm not
I'm saying
talking about the puppy.
They're two different things.
I'm talking about just figuratively speaking. What is your point where you say?
Good thing we only have 3 listeners.
what is the point where you say, okay, I'm willing to ruin my career. I'm willing
for
to
how much?
Jeopardize my friendships. I'm willing to spend a decade in prison. Like, what does that cost to you?
His point was $600,000.
That's
it doesn't match up. Because the thing is because he's a successful businessman also. $600,000 is in the grand scheme of things with what he does in his whole career. $600,000 isn't a lot of money. So that raises the question: well, how legit is it? It's like saying,
Well, no, the question that I raise after that is, was Isidore does so much more, and this is just the surface?
No, they're saying that he took $600,000 to help guide policy in Azerbaijan and put language into different contracts and rulings to show preference to their country, and then they took the money and deposited the money in different bank accounts under shell companies and Mexican banks, and then transferred the money that way, and then paid for lavish trips for his wife to go to Azerbaijan and do stuff. But why is it a big deal when you have Supreme Court justices, pieces of shit, that sit there and get their houses paid for and their boats paid for, and then sit there and then they're supposed to make a normal ruling on someone who's given them hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars through different channels? And we're worried about Oscar Cuellar and Laredo.
Well,
And you've got jackasses on the Supreme Court that do this shit all the time. Wow. It doesn't make any sense. And you got Trump, fucking idiot, sitting there falling asleep in the middle of court. Whatever.
Okay.
And we're worried about Oscar Cuellar.
So we're moving on. Well, no, Drew, I'm not worried about anybody today other than...
It's funny because we were with a pretty diverse group of people on this last trip.
Is this where I kick you under the
politics came up. And it was refreshing to hear that someone said, he's been convicted of sexual assault. Full stop. Like that's it. Like
right.
That's it. Don't care about the money. Don't care about the politics. Don't care about how much he can give me in taxes. Sexual assault. He raped someone that could be my daughter. Full stop. Done. Problem solved.
Well, that was,
bye.
So that was part of the conversation we were having last week, right? Was that there's just some things that you can't look past.
Yeah, man. It's a tough one. But at what point, right? I guess that's the same thing. How much tax incentive are you willing to get before you say it's cool if my president doesn't want to give me autonomous rights to my body? I'm just saying.
Well, when you say it like that.
Superstar comedy, Neta Holmes, Mario Superstars on here. Oh, God. Celebrity. You know my favorite joke about him? My favorite joke is he says he got, God, I wish I could remember it. He got like a little tattoo, and he says, I got this tattoo. It was of a worm, and now it's like a shrimp because he gained weight after the Marine Corps. Superstar, being just superstar. What a funny guy.
Okay.
Because I'm watching people.
Oh, I was like, I don't know where you're getting any of this
right
from.
there, man, where it shows who's joined and who's watching.
It just says professional development.
Superstar.
I think.
I don't know. Uh-oh. Somebody enter the door.
Do we have a guest coming? Can I get off this seat?
You talk. You're on the hot seat.
I have nothing to talk about.
What's up, Raza? Says Superstar.
No. I like to talk about the fluffy stuff. You know, Britney Spears and her mental illness. How we feel bad, but yet we're all watching. Who's here? I don't know. We have an interruption. No, I don't have any. Let me see. What else can I talk about? We should talk about how much drinking is too much drinking. When you say we should hydrate with water. So going back to that, I think we all had a really good time and celebrated too much this weekend, got back to reality. Looking forward to a good, productive week. Work is in full throttle, I think, for both of us, which is exciting and fun. I guess it's UPS back there because it sounds like a delivery. This is a little hard to do when nobody's on the other side of you yelling. Drew. So delivery of media, going back to that topic. I like to listen to podcasts. If anybody's got some good podcasts I'd like to share, send it on over. Something that's mixed with current events and hot topics is always fun. Let me see. I like to poll my friends, asking them what's going on in relevant subjects. This morning it was thrown at me is how do you decide on vacation? When do you decide that your wife wins or that you win on where to go? So curious to know what most people think, at least what most men think, because I think sometimes the girls are the ones that are booking vacation times. And so we end up doing what we want to do and leaving the boys to fend for themselves. Babe, you missed it. I'm rambling about vacation hotspots.
What? Vacation hotspots?
Yeah.
We just got 34 tripods. Let's see. Damn, you butchered my joke, bro. Gotcha. See, I did.
What are you talking about?
Because, man, I tried to tell a superstar's joke, and I'm no superstar.
Well, no, Superstar should come on and joke with you.
You know what I like about him? Is he didn't go all Raymond Horta and get crazy, fall off the Trump fucking thing and mess it all up. That's what I like about Mario. He's funny. He's just a funny guy.
I like funny guys.
He's funny looking, but he's...
So bad.
Anyway, what a great comedian. You know, I've been following this one comedian online. There's so many. I love comedians, like good comedians. That one mailman, the guy from Cincinnati, the Bengals guy who goes, "Rawr," who quit his job as a postman to focus on comedy full time. And it sounds so dumb to say it's so inspiring to watch him, but it is, man. It's so great because you watch him and you're like, he's just a dude who got an opportunity, and he's just naturally funny.
So his delivery and speech and tone is what makes
it's
him
hilarious.
funny.
It's hilarious. I want to see if we can book him at
It's
Cino
not
Ray.
even that he's saying anything particularly hilarious. It's the way he delivers it.
Yeah, man. And I haven't seen any of his stand-up, but I'm just so happy for him. Like, you watch it, and you're like, dude, I'm just so happy for this guy.
And it's also helpful that he seems to be like a really positive, happy little guy.
I don't know if he's a little guy.
Well, he looks like, he looks a little little. I don't know.
Anyway, whatever. We have 34 new tripods that just showed up if you'd like to purchase a tripod.
People who are smiling.
Anyway, dude, we went down to 0 viewers when you start talking Britney Spears.
Well, no, we did lose viewers because then I was sitting here like, I don't know what to talk about.
Good. We are at no viewers right now. It's at 0.
I had nothing to talk about.
It's at a 0.
Stop talking about the viewers. I know. I bombed. I was like, I have nothing to talk about. So I sat in silence for a second and then started talking about how we decide on vacations. Hey, speaking of vacation, if you had your dream vacation, where do you want to go?
By myself?
Okay, fair enough. If you had to go on a vacation by yourself, sure.
No, I didn't mean that. I enjoy hanging out with you.
It's fine that you mean
with
that.
or without kids. Because those are two different.
I hear there's some stuff in my head.
What do you hear?
The back, whatever you're playing.
Oh, it's playing us back in there?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I like, it's okay to want a vacation without me.
No, I don't. What am I going to do by myself?
Read a book. Sit in silence.
No.
I know what you're going to do without me, not have any fun.
Yeah?
Yes.
Sleep a lot. You know, that it was an interesting point we talked about this morning. We touched on it. There was an article in The Economist that said the rise of the stay-at-home husband or the stay-at-home
I don't like it.
working husband or something. No, it talked about how when COVID hit and everyone transferred their jobs to staying at home, how a lot of jobs that are male roles ended up with males staying at home on Zoom and doing teleconference and everything else.
Right.
But the female roles, traditional, according to The Economist, right? Traditional female roles, nurses, office admins, teachers, things like that. All of that went back to the office. And so what happens is now guys are staying at home. They're waking up in the morning and they're waving bye to their wives as their wives are going off to work while the men are staying home working from home. And how the interesting role reversal in that sense, right? Of who's hanging out at the house all day while the other one's at the office, how that has now flipped.
I don't like it.
Well, and then, we talked about this morning because you said, well, you have to wake up. I'm like, I don't have to wake up. If I have a call, I don't schedule my calls before 10 a.m. So
Right.
It's like, well, you're waking up and you're on your way to the office anyway. Why don't you just take the kids to school instead of me? Like, what's the point of me getting up?
But that's never been what we do. So
I'm just the driver.
Curious to know, what is it? Okay. Well, there's things that we've always done
Well,
together.
I enjoy it, but
we've always taken the kids to school.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
And I guess on air, I could tell you, sure, if you want to sleep in, it's fine. And I'll take the kids to school since I've got to be in the office anyway.
You see what I mean?
I have
hold
a
on,
serious
hold on.
issue with that.
Why?
Because in my mind, you're supposed to be up and at work. You can't just lay around.
But if my work, like let's say I did the night shift, would you still expect me to wake up in the morning and take the kids to school?
No, maybe. You're married to me here. I don't know. Possibly. I'm not gonna lie about who I am. The truth is that I've got,
Because you're married to me here. Normal rules need not apply.
No, they're not. I'd love to say that I'd be understanding, but no, I mean, I'm always going. You have to be up and going.
Because you said so.
That's just how I am, Drew. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be okay with you laying around. What?
I'm just saying.
Look, we're blessed with the fact that you don't do it often, right? It's
But
not
hold on,
like-
but
it's not like that's
but
how
if you
we've
put
ever
the shoe
been.
on the other foot, if you didn't have to be somewhere and I woke your ass up in the morning like, get up, you have to take the kids to school with me, you'd be like, why? I don't have anything to do today. Why don't you just take them?
That's not true. Because
Lies.
even when I worked from home, when I didn't have to be in an office, I had zero problems. I was still up. We still have things to do.
Well, you wake up too early.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. And so I don't know if we have both always been so busy that you're up either way.
But what I'm saying
I've
is
never
like
had
in
to-
a different household, if the person doesn't have to be at work till 10 o'clock, are you still going to wake them up super early to get out of the house, or do you just go?
Everybody has their way of doing things. I can tell you that in my house, it didn't matter if you had work at 10, 11, noon. You better be up having breakfast with us and enjoying my pleasant company early in the morning before we're off to do our days.
Because you said so.
Because that's how I like things. And happy wife is a happy life. There's no other way around that. I mean, I don't know.
We were sitting at breakfast the other morning.
Hypothetical situations
just
so we
saying.
can get into an argument.
When we
This
were
isn't-
sitting at breakfast the other morning and he said something, I went, up yours. And everyone's like, wow. Like, we just have a different dynamic, y'all.
We're just honest with each other. Or how every time you started talking, I was like, oh, I gotta go.
Every time you start talking about Britney Spears.
Oh, I mentioned her once. Just because she's all in the news and she got into a fight and she's dating her maintenance man.
Speaking of fights, dude, did you see the fight at Baboni?
I saw the TMZ playback.
I can't say Bad Bunny without saying Baboni.
I don't know why you say it like that.
Because of an interview we did. Speaking of concerts, yeah, there was a big fight at the Dallas Bad Bunny concert, and then we were on the plane with some people.
Hold on. Do people get arrested when they get in fights? What happens?
I don't
What's
know.
the aftermath?
Yeah,
People go to
after
jail,
that.
right? Because you're not supposed to touch
Someone
people.
probably gets arrested.
Yeah, you're not supposed to touch people. And then you see those fights, and they're like hurting each other. There's clunks of hair were coming out. I mean,
I don't know.
it's pretty vicious attacks.
I
We
didn't
should just
see
all
any.
learn not to touch people.
I didn't see any fight videos from this past weekend. Mexlon was in McAllen.
I don't know anything about a Mexlon.
It's, you know what? It's
I've never gone to any of the
it
events.
was
I've never
last year. It
seen-
was huge. Last year it brought in $4.3 million in tax revenue,
That's
which is pretty cool.
amazing.
Yeah. And then this year there was a huge lineup. I don't think the lineup was like the concert lineup was as big as it was last year, but it's not my demographic. It's not music that I traditionally listen to on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
But it's a big. It seems to be a big draw, and it was, from what I saw, pretty successful. Lots of people were there. They did like an economic forum. They did all these other.
Okay, so that's what I don't know what this is. Like, I don't understand. What's the purpose? It's just a week long of events and
At
parties
the
and
McAllen
dinners
Convention Center.
Okay.
And it's a festival and it's concerts, and they even did this deal where they made traditional barbacoa. They dug this huge pit in the middle of the grounds of the convention
That's
center.
cool, yeah.
And then I want to watch the podcast because they did this podcast where everyone sat around the edge and they did like this live interview with these people talking about how being from the 956 is a superpower and how it gives you different perspective than other people in the world. And they did it while they were cooking the barbacoa in the ground, and then they pulled the little tin, the aluminum thing off, and they served everyone tacos. So that was actually that's pretty
what I'm
cool,
saying
man.
is that I don't know where you would get. I know that clearly it's out there and people are attending. So yes, there's some way to publish the list of events that are happening. But I don't know enough of it, or I don't know enough people, I guess, that attend. So I don't know all the events. I know that there was a 5K. And now you're talking about this barbacoa thing.
And concerts.
And there's concerts.
The
but I don't.
shopping market.
And did you buy a week-long pass? Is this every event is different, targeted to different people? And then an economic forum. I'm just trying to understand how it all relates to one another.
It was May 3rd through 5th. Admission is free on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, free kids under 12, general admission $10. Food festivals, neon light 5K run.
So it's just a
and
party.
more.
Would this be kind of like Oyster Bake or Fiesta?
I guess so.
Is this our version of Fiesta and we don't get it?
Art, music, and culture, 3-day music and arts festival that celebrates the past, present, future Latinx cultural influence. I don't know. I don't think it's like a fiesta.
Well, I'm gonna phone a friend afterwards and ask because I'm curious. And honestly, I've never understood. Last year, I know there was a lot of things going on, and this year as well.
But again, I think the demographics different from a music and arts
I
perspective.
think we're missing something, to be honest. I think that there's probably way more to this, and we have no idea.
There's lots of stuff happening in McAllen. You know, if they just put big signs up on the side of the road, maybe we would know about it. Except
Like
in,
political signs?
Except in McAllen. You like my transition there?
I did.
My little segue.
Thank you for taking it out.
McAllen's discussing a ban on political signs to some extent. They're trying to figure out how to limit the signs, because if you go up Bicentennial, everyone has complained about it. About how, dude, come on. And it's like knocking over the signs and they're getting in traffic. And then city crews have to go pick up the sandbags afterwards and clean everything up. And
it's a little messy out there.
it looks so stupid, too. It's like, who can have a bigger sign? I'm just waiting.
Bigger
Remember those
signs?
black ones with the neon letters that used to be everywhere and they banned them in the city of McAllen? Those big, black, huge black, like 6 foot by 6 foot signs with neon letters.
No.
Anyway, they put a city ordinance in to stop those. But this, like, it's just going to go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, I think there should also just be a limit. Like, you have 20 to disperse. We don't need 600.
I don't know.
But I'm also not running for anything, so I don't know if that's the way that you get
What's the right way to handle? I don't know the right way to handle that.
I don't know either. How do you get your name out there, especially when there's no newspaper? You know, you can't advertise that way. So how do you get how do you get your name out there into people's homes?
I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
mailers, maybe mailers.
Yeah, but I'd throw those away.
I don't look at them either. That's a lot of trash that comes.
It
in
is
the
a lot
mail.
of trash.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way. What's a better way to advertise politically? Go door to door. Hello, I'm your candidate. Remember when Beto went to all 254 counties?
It's not an effective
and
way to use your time, though. At least I don't think so.
Well,
no one's ever home.
I don't know.
So what time are you going? This is an issue. I'm curious.
I don't know.
For those political consultants out there, curious to know what works.
You know what we were reading about this morning was the water shortage in Hidalgo County in the Rio Grande Valley. I don't think that people understand how big of a deal that is for South Texas.
There's no water. There's nothing going through the irrigation out there. Nothing. People cannot plant crops.
We were with a bunch of farmers this weekend too. But the thing is in the valley, there's farmers everywhere. It feels like every circle of friends has at least one person that's tied to agriculture.
And it's what is it? $450 million?
A loss, yeah. $450 million loss projected just this year alone.
On crops.
$450 million.
Just a lot.
Just this year, just down here. Do you know what else it's affecting?
Not really. Car washes.
Not car washes.
Because did you know that if you're a commercial car wash, you don't get
limitations on water.
We have to limit our yard usage, right? The sprinkler system.
We have to limit what water goes into a pool.
Into the pools.
What's on our sprinkler systems and what we use at home.
But not a commercial car wash.
Yeah, they can use as much as they want whenever they want.
Which makes total sense because we have 6,500 of them in McAllen.
Oh my God, dude, it's like it's not even what we're talking about. It's so stupid.
You know what's amazing? My car is still not washed. Yeah.
I just want a car wash that comes to my house and washes my car for me. Does that work?
And I also want a gas station that comes to my house and puts gas for me.
Or you can just drive electric. You just charge it up.
Yeah.
Also being affected this year, speaking of produce, because of the temperature variance in Mexico. Mm-hmm. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says Mexico's production of cucumbers have declined. The U.S. imports over 1 million tons of fresh cucumbers a year for pickling. Mexico is the second largest exporter of cucumbers in the world. Every year, Americans consume more than 20 billion pickles. But recently, consumers have noticed some restaurants warning of a national pickle shortage. So Jimmy John's and Jersey Mike's and places like that are informing customers that they might not have pickles to put on your sandwiches because of the pickle shortage coming from Mexico.
Do you use pickles in your sandwich?
I don't ask for them, but they're on there. And you get like a little pickle wedge when you go to a deli.
I don't really ever eat the pickle wedge, but if you put pickles in my sandwich, I'll eat it.
Well, you're being wasteful because we're under a pickle shortage.
Well, I didn't realize. You should stop showering, too, because we're under a water shortage.
I'll give you a nickel if you tickle my pickle.
Clearly, you're not the comedian.
No, man. I already pissed off Superstar. He botched his joke and he left.
That's what happened. Fact checker, you're just going to be canceled. Even when you're delivering other people's jokes.
I can't, dude. Speaking of Superstar, let's see if he has any upcoming shows we can talk about. Let's see. This guy, so have you ever watched his stupid ass videos? They're so funny, man, where he does like voiceovers of things that are happening. And he has one that's gotten, I don't know, like 7,100 million views or something stupid, dude. But his reels, oh my God, man. I can't even find the one. This one is 77. There's one there, 1.4 million views on this one. Dude,
I'll have to dive into that
he's
later.
so great. Oh my God. What an idiot. I love him, man. That is a Valley treasure right there. Superstar. Anyway.
Valley Treasures.
He is a Valley treasure. Who else is a Valley treasure? Oh, the guy was playing the music when we first popped in. Charlie Crockett from San Benny. From
I didn't know this. I
San
didn't know he
Benito,
was from
Texas.
San Benito.
A descendant of Davy Crockett.
That's interesting.
Yeah, dude. He starts off his song by saying, "I'm from San Benito, Texas." He's
That's
playing a concert in Hidalgo.
That is the big statue, right?
No, that's Freddie Fender.
No. I'm talking about the statue outside of Houston.
Nope.
No, that's Sam Houston.
That would be Sam Houston.
Okay, well, I tried.
That big statue is Stephen F. Austin outside of Houston.
I'll get it right one day.
That's here for American Texas history. Dude, I feel like I'm still hungover.
No, I'm good. I went to bed really early. I think I was in bed by 8:30. I couldn't. You stayed up watching that show you're watching.
Dude, yeah, because I really wanted to watch it when it first came out, and I didn't get a chance to, and now I have some free time, so I'm watching it. Shogun.
But you could have been sleeping.
Yeah, but why? It's really good. I'm on episode number 6 or something. It's
How many
so
episodes
good.
are they?
There's 10, I think.
This is like when you used to watch the dragon one. Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I refused, and so I'd go to bed, and it was so loud in the living room.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. There's an Apple event tomorrow.
Are you in town this week?
Well, I'm supposed to go to Brownsville today, man. I really wanted to go. They're doing Texas RGV Startup Week at the eBridge Center in Brownsville. Anyone who is an entrepreneur or a tech entrepreneur or any type of business entrepreneur, they're doing a whole series of events in Brownsville at the eBridge Center where they're bringing in guest speakers and they're doing like speed dating for people to network with each other, and they're focusing on different industries. And dude, it's insane. What Nathan does down there in Brownsville is so great. And I look at all the stuff that Brownsville does and I compare it to what happens in McAllen, and McAllen just sucks compared to some of the things that they do down there.
Say that.
Well, no, because I mean the turmoil with the Chamber of Commerce and the EDC and their role, they don't do a lot to promote local business. It's like everything's trying to bring people from outside in. And, you know, Mission did a good job doing their stuff with Seed. Dude, even Daniel's doing incredible stuff in Elsa. You know, but McAllen, it's like, where do I find a place to promote the startups in the city of McAllen? Just it doesn't exist anymore.
I think the Chamber still has some events going on. I just think
Do
that
they?
sometimes, look, it's like life. Everything is seasonal, Drew. So you find someone who takes
Support for local businesses is seasonal at the Chamber of Commerce. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is that the support is there. It just takes someone to really like champion something. So if it's important to, you know, somebody within the office there, that's what you'll see really come up. And so, you know, you got to look at the staff and say, okay, what's going on with them? What changes are they making? What are they trying to do that's innovative and different?
I feel like the Chamber used to do so much.
Perhaps maybe you're not in tune. That's one thing. That's one of my big takeaways is because I'm learning. I know last time we said something like, oh, there's no nightlife and there's nowhere to go to brunch and have a dance and do all that. That's not true. I just looked at some friends' Instagram from this weekend, and there's all sorts of things to do this weekend.
They were at Mexlon.
We're just not.
We were not at Mexlon.
We're just not in tune because it's not what we do.
But April 3rd, so that was April 12th. They're talking about being at Mexlon. April 3rd, Chief Rodriguez of the McAllen Chamber sharing information about the latest crime report. 15 days before that, San Antonio First Lady will be speaker at McAllen Chamber's legendary Women's Luncheon. Texas Commission on Law Enforcement before that. Chamber of Commerce Man and Woman of the Year before that. Night of Ideas in McAllen Music, Literature, and Sports Experts. McAllen International Airport's nonstop service to Austin. Nothing in here is talking about supporting local business. There's nothing nothing that goes back on their news and updates about what's happening is supporting local business. It's just not. Bilingual Education selects McAllen as its host city. Man and Woman of the Year. Man and Woman of the Year.
Okay, well, hopefully that changes.
Well, yeah. Well, that was my point. Is that what they're doing in Brownsville? They're saying get everyone out who's involved in entrepreneurship and business and tech and this, and they're throwing them all in a room and they're throwing resources at it and they're supporting their local businesses.
Right, but you've
That's
got someone
awesome.
that's spearheading that. You have someone that's really championing behind that. That this is what their whole job is to get people behind this particular topic. Perhaps we won't have that.
We do.
Okay, but that's not, I'm really trying to blanket here. It's just
I
I'm
just
sure
think-
we don't know enough. So
It just sucks that I go back and I think about the way it used to be. How right, the way it used to be. But they had the innovation grants, they had startup funding, they had Idea Place, they had Tech Place, they had all these things that help cultivate local businesses. Where because it affected me, right? I had an idea with a friend. We went through all of their programs. We got to learn so much. We got to benefit from it. We got an innovation grant. We got to meet other people that were part of it. It was fantastic. And then 1 Million Cups launched, and we got to be a part of that. And they're still keeping up with 1 Million Cups, even though they don't talk about it on their website. But then you look at Brownsville, and Brownsville's doing the things that McAllen's doing, but then they're doing so much more. And it's, kudos to them. It's not I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying kudos to them, but also as a region, it's RGV Startup Week. They're not calling it Brownsville Startup Week.
Right.
They're inviting everyone to come down and be a part of it. And I love that regional approach that Brownsville's taking. Why doesn't McAllen take that approach? Why doesn't Harlingen take that approach? We talk about the McAllen Chamber of Commerce, but then you've got Daniel at Rio Grande Valley Partnership going, dude, we are one region. We need to make this entire area better.
well, maybe it's shifted
And
a
the
little
only
bit.
people that are doing it are RGV Partnership and Brownsville. McAllen's still going, well, we're McAllen. This is what happens in McAllen stays in McAllen.
Right.
Where the other guys are looking at it going, let's do something wider.
I think you have to do it wider. It has to include everybody.
Yeah, but then it's like, well, I don't want to go to Brownsville. It's too far. I hate hearing that comment. I wish people would expand. I don't know. Let's go.
It is
Road
far.
trip. Road trip.
It is far, though. We talked about that the other night. How we all want to go to dinner at some of those great restaurants, but we don't want to drive.
Celebrate Brownsville's entrepreneurial spirit. Here we go. The first ever RGV Startup Week celebrating RGV entrepreneurship louder than ever. The Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation announces the first ever RGV Startup Week. The entire week of educational events, interactive experiences, and hands-on resources is a perfect opportunity for aspiring entrepreneurs and business owners to ignite their passion and explore their potential. So it started 3 days ago. So it's from May 3rd to May 10th. It's free. It's open to the public. It's being hosted at the eBridge Center. It's got a pitch competition open to everyone, a platform for emerging startups to showcase their ideas with seed funding awards going to the winners. Moreover, due to its success in the past, the eBridge Center, in partnership with Geekdom, is going to provide intensive business training sessions throughout a boot camp program.
How fun.
And then they have all these different speakers and stuff coming down.
And it is completely free.
It's totally free. Isn't that awesome?
And it's open to every community in the Rio Grande Valley?
Yes.
So if I'm from McAllen, I can go
You
pitch?
can drive down there and you can hang out. I mean, they might have closed the pitch competition stuff already.
Right.
Since we're a little late in the game, but it's just so great to see that Brownsville's doing that.
So
and then, dude, I love I love to see that whole thing where people are promoting businesses and they're promoting each other. And I think that McAllen really had the lead on that. And then with all the drama that went on there, they destroyed the programs, and I don't know that they've brought them back yet. When they took the incubator and they gave it to Zoho, it's like
what is the incubator doing now? Do you
nothing.
know?
Zoho's there, and they've got some art. Like they're still doing some of the art stuff there, but Zoho's there, and then Zoho has their big campus and that they're working on, and Zoho hosted their big event. I had a whole bunch of friends from tech outside of the Rio Grande Valley that came down. They're like, dude, we were in McAllen, we saw the Zoho thing. But I love the idea that while McAllen's sitting here trying to fish for these big fish and bring them in, dude, FAR just announced the largest warehouse ever built in the Rio Grande Valley. They just won the contract for it. They're not saying who it's for, but they're building a gigantic warehouse now in FAR. The EDC announced.
I mean, that's curious. Who's it for?
Yeah, it's let me see if it.
They just haven't announced it, or you don't remember?
No, they haven't announced it. Largest in region. It was 700,000 square feet. The biggest warehouse in the region, covering over 700,000 square feet, will be announced in South FAR, says Victor Perez from FAR EDC. So FAR's out there fishing for these big fish, and McAllen's sitting there, trying. We courted Zoho, and now there's a couple of other companies that are looking at Mission and McAllen, but no one's focused on the local entrepreneurs,
right.
The local businesses. No one's helping local business. They're like, oh, we just need to bring in more and more from the outside.
Okay. Look, I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I don't know because I'm not involved in the intricacies of all of that's going on with the Chamber of Commerce. I can tell you this much, that if there's a need and people want, then people really need to speak up.
Well,
that's the only way you ever find any change.
Is it? I just, I really applaud the efforts that are happening with Rio Grande Valley Partnership, with the Center for Development at UTRGV and the outreach that they've had. They started with the stuff in Weslaco. They started working with the seed building. Now they're doing stuff in Elsa.
Right.
And then you've got Brownsville, with the cornerstone of this down in down on that side of the valley. It's like there's a little bit of this movement finally getting back to let's help the businesses from the valley in the valley do something. And especially when you talk about the economic impact, $450 million that are going to be lost just this year alone in agriculture, $100 million industry gone because the sugar cane plant closed. There's a lot of people that are going to have to find work. There's a lot of people that are going to have to find jobs. And so why aren't we sitting here focusing on bringing jobs from the outside? Why aren't we investing in ourselves? Why aren't we investing in our community when we know that agriculture is really
hurting this year?
Yeah.
Or been hurting.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know how to get them more water.
I don't know that the answer is more water, because as everything that you read and everything that you hear, it's like the whole concept of, well, Mexico owes us all this water, right? Okay, well, it owes us all this water, but the treaty also says that if they're under a drought, then well, they don't have to give it to us as whatever.
Right, and they're citing that they're under duress and they absolutely need the water themselves, so they're using it. And so,
but I'm excited about reading about that study saying, well, maybe we can get more water from the north.
Right.
So the reliance on Mexico isn't as strong.
Which is fascinating, but we don't learn these things until we actually start paying attention. And that's what I'm saying, is that I'm going to give McAllen, the city, just the benefit of the doubt. And perhaps we're not in tune right now with what's going on for local businesses. And there might be a lot of things popping up. So it's our job to do that research.
Car washes.
And put it out in front of people. I mean, I don't know. I'm not on all their marketing campaigns and their flyers or anything.
You talk about seasons. It's like
I try so hard to be.
We went through the pawn shop season. We went through the auto parts season. Now we're going through the car wash season.
Talking about the city.
Like, what's going to be the next? What's going to be the next industry that just pops up everywhere and then eventually closes down and turns into decadias? Because you know it. I'm waiting for it. Like as soon as
one of the car washes.
Yeah, it's like as soon as they start closing, someone's gonna go. If I just put the walls up and I take out the brushes, that's a great space.
That's a great
spot
taco
for
spot.
Yeah,
Like, you put a DJ booth behind that glass over there.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about the car washes. It's comical.
Forward looking, right? Look into a crystal ball. What do you think the car washes are going to be repurposed as?
You're so rude. They're gonna stand the test of time, Drew.
This is what they were saying in Harlingen when they went up for a vote, trying to limit the number of car washes that they put in there. And so Brownsville did it, right? Brownsville said you can't have one car wash within 5 miles of another car wash.
Okay, so maybe it's a growing, I don't know, business.
Is it only on the border where laundering money is so prevalent?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. And I'm trying real hard not to put my foot in my mouth. So it is what it is. There are lots of car washes.
Anyway,
you want to go wash my car?
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
I want to go to the one with the big duck, though.
See, you can go to the duck and wash my car. Get some gas while you're at it.
Well, you're gonna take my car?
Yeah.
Fine.
But if you're
you
gonna
take my car,
hold on.
I'll go take your car to go get car washing gas, and I'll drop it off, and then I'll take mine.
Okay, but here's the deal. But mine's got to be detailed on the inside.
La verga. What?
This
is like, you want to wash my car also and get it detailed? What?
It's because there's Fleet Love chocolate milk in the back.
You always do the one step more. It's like, hey, will you do this for me? Sure. Okay, we'll also do this and this and this. It's like, hey, you want to run to the Walgreens with me and go pick up a prescription? Yeah. Oh, we also have to go to Home Goods and Target. Does everyone else's wife do that, or is that a you thing? Like,
no, it's everybody, I'm sure. Right? It's everybody.
You're just like suckering me into doing things.
I don't want to do it by myself. I don't want to do it alone, and I definitely don't have time to do it now. I got to get to work.
Oh, look, see? And now people from the chamber have joined and people from the EDC have joined. They're like, everyone jump on. Drew's talking shit.
Everyone get on. Drew's being canceled.
That's
no,
awesome.
I think hold on. All right, let me fix this for you, babe.
Go.
We come from a place that really just wants to inspire the community and continue to grow. And so we would like to see more development in local business.
Supporting local businesses like Brownsville's currently doing.
Yeah. I just think that, our people got to grow. We got to do more.
Well,
Branch out.
I am still excited that there's a new director of McAllen Chamber of Commerce, and I hope that.
Well, there's a positive spin.
I hope
okay.
that she's. Well, yeah, and she's
also,
had to wrap
give her a minute.
She's
It's
had to
been-
wrap her head around this whole
there's
thing.
a whole lot going on.
I can't imagine, dude. I mean, I can't imagine. I'll be blunt. I'll say it. I can't imagine the shit sandwich that she inherited.
Yeah,
all it took was
okay.
one guy to come in for 1 year and just fucking tear everything up.
Stop the cursing. Stop
He
the
just
cursing.
like
We talked about you
ripped
cursed
it
now.
all up and then bailed. And she came in and they're like, "Here you go. Here's this."
Yeah,
so
so give her a minute to figure things out, right? Give her a minute to get it together. It's gonna take a second.
and you know where she came from. She came from an airport. And so if you look at what the airport's doing,
It's a tremendous thing.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's exciting. Every time you go to the airport, there's a new line. There's all sorts of fun stuff happening in there.
I had never seen the airport as busy as I did a couple of mornings ago.
It has been that way consistently.
And I don't
for
want
a
to
while
hear
now.
this whole, it's the
No, it's
illegal
not. There
immigrant.
were-
It wasn't. It was
there were
people flying to
people-
Mexico. It was people flying on Allegiant and flying Delta. Everyone was flying at the same
Everybody
time.
was going to Vegas too because everybody was a party mode.
Yes.
I will say early. They were in
Yes.
party mode, which I love.
And it was great. It was great to see that many people there.
And I will say that if you haven't invested in your little pre-check, you need to, even out of McAllen.
No,
now.
don't do pre-check
Why?
because then it'll make the line longer
You're
for
so
me.
rude. I was going to say because the lines are starting to back up now.
You know what?
Our
They
airport
did-
looks legit.
They did a pre-check day at McAllen Airport, and I would encourage you to, if you don't have pre-check, to
Get it done.
No, to keep your eye on the McAllen Airport, because what they did is they did this. It was 2 years ago. They did an application center so that they could do pre-check appointments at the airport.
Okay.
So that you didn't have to go, because the only place you could go, I think it might have changed, but it was Brownsville. You had to go down to Brownsville and go sit
Well,
that
I got
little
mine
thing.
in Dallas. Remember, it was a whole hassle.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a hassle.
It was a hassle. They did it where I had to do it when I was coming back from an international flight.
Yes.
No, that was global entry. Is that the same thing?
Well, you got pre-check as part of global entry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. but
Okay, well, then that makes sense.
So
Never
stay
mind. I'm
stay
not
tuned to the
complaining.
airport. But see the person who's running the airport then. I'm
See,
happy.
well, there's hope.
Yes,
I think
there is
sometimes
hope.
we just you just get a little negative, Nancy, babe. You just get a little negative.
There's no fun in positivity, honey.
There's so much fun and positivity. Every morning, I'm just a ray of sunshine.
Oh my God! If the ray is a laser beam of heat and fire and
A laser
you
beam of-
screamed at a cat this morning. Need I remind you?
you
We
know-
walk outside the house. We walk outside the house and the chachalakas are going off, and I'm thinking to myself, because Nola said something about the chachalakas, and I was thinking to myself, I'm so glad that they have that sound in their head, because when they grow up and they go away, they're not going to hear it, and they're going to come back and they're going to hear that sound. It's going to sound like home to them, right?
Yeah.
Which is very cool to me, because that's the same feeling I have. And not even like half a second later, Nola screams at the top of her lungs, "Shut up!" I'm like, dude, you're outside screaming, "Shut up!" at birds. Or be quiet. She goes, "Be quiet."
I was gonna say she doesn't
And
say
I was
shut
like,
up.
man, how
She
like
told me
how
to be
rude. And then I walk back outside and we get in the car and you're screaming at a cat.
The thing is, the cats keep coming into the
Oh,
yard
but
and
they don't
pooping.
speak English,
I know,
man.
but I got flustered because it's those damn cats keep coming back and they're
And
pooping.
what? And you
And what
think they
happens-
know?
what
Like, oh
happens-
man, that lady yells at me every time. Oh, maybe I shouldn't go poop in her
It
yard.
was a natural reaction because then the
To
dogs
scream
go
at a
out
cat.
there and they eat the cat poop, and then it's a just never-ending cycle of throw up.
So scream at the cat.
I wanted the cat off the yard,
Ray of sunshine.
out of the yard.
Death ray of sunshine.
Death ray.
She screamed at a fucking cat, bro.
Well, and then you yelled at me. Stop screaming at the cat.
I didn't yell at you. I don't like loud noises early in the morning. It's
Well, I'm
peaceful.
fine with loud noises.
I got
all the
woken up with a dog licking my face this morning.
time. That wasn't me. I didn't let them into the room.
No, but you didn't shut the door when you left.
You weren't. Yes.
No, you didn't.
Whoopsie.
I am mad at you. I love you. I'm going to go wash your car.
Thanks. That brought me great joy.
Yeah.
And I got to do it. Yay.
All right.
Don't forget the chocolate milk in the back.
It's going to take like, oh no, I have,
Ah, you see, now you can't. Oh, you got me so excited. Only
no,
the...
I think I have to do an interview for the other podcast at 11.
Okay, well, you do you. I'll figure out my car.
Okay. Well, y'all have a wonderful week. Yay!
Yep.
I got to go press the off button over here.
Don't leave me alone. He was brutal for those 2 minutes. I was by myself. I was just yapping about nothing.